This is an introduction video to the Module 3 lab, and I'll be providing you some instruction on how to get started in this lab. One of the things you want to do probably to set this up in the beginning is to get yourself ready a folder for this lab. If you right click on your desktop, you can go to New Folder and then type in there Module 3 Lab, and you'll have a place to put your files when you start this lab. A couple other utilities you're going to need in this particular lab. One is the command prompt utility, or I should say the DOS utility for your command prompt. And if you go into the search box and type in command, you'll see the command prompt here, and you can probably make this easier for yourself if you just right click on it and pin it to your taskbar, and it'll come up down the bottom in your taskbar. And another utility you'll need will be the snipping tool to create a capture of what you're going to do in your various tasks, to see in your various tasks. And you can start with typing snip, and you'll see the snipping tool come up, and you can right click on that, and you can also pin that to your taskbar to be ready for this lab. In the first task, it says that you want to open up your command prompt and then type in a command ipconfig/all. So when you open up this command prompt, you'll type in here ipconfig/all, and when you enter it, you'll see that there's going to be some specifications in here about your network. There's a lot of important information in here. You have a physical address, which is known as your MAC address. You know that you're using DHCP on this particular network, and you have a default gateway, which is an important piece of information that you're going to write down that you'll need for a later task. And that IP is 10.1.0.1 in this case. In this example, yours will be different. And then down here you got a couple DNS servers that provides you the link between your IP addresses and your URLs, like www.google.com, for example. You'll have your own IP address provided for this computer, and this is the IP address for this particular computer that will allow you to connect to the default gateway. So in this case here, in this first task, you're going to create a snip, so you can click on your snipping tool and go to New, and then what you do is you just draw a box around the information that I'll need to see. You just make the box, and then you're going to do the file, save as, and you want to specify that folder you created initially for Module 3 Lab. And then you save it, and it goes in there. On the second task, you're going to test this default gateway out with a ping. And so if I type the word ping, and you type in the default gateway, 10.1.0.1, and then I test it, it'll do a ping, and it'll ensure that I have connectivity to my default gateway, which will be my router in this case. And you'll see that these has a replies that go out to that device and then comes back, and then you create a capture of this and save it into the folder that you created. There's a couple links that you'll be doing. In task 3, you're going to be going to a link, and you're going to want to click on or type in the address in your browser to go to this link. In this case here is www.whatsmyip.org, and then when you get there, you'll see an address, and this happens to be the real world IP address that goes that's at this campus that I'm on, Clovis Community College campus, and it goes to the ISP. And this is a real world address that you can access or remote in through or whatever. Now there's a lot of security involved, so you're not going to be able to do that, but this is how you see the address like in your own home network. Task 4, you're gonna look for your router at home. You're gonna see what kind of router it is. It could be a Linksys, D-Link, Belkin, Motorola, whatever type of router it is, and you're going to Google that information, Google that router, and find out what the default IP address is for that device and what the default username and password is. And that's critical information to know to be able to access that device to change your network settings at home. And then the final task in this lab is you're going to go to another website and you're going to check your speed on your internet connection wherever you're at. Hopefully this helps you out. To complete this lab, one of the final things that you're going to do is you're going to take this Module 3 lab and you're going to right click on that folder you've created and you're going to send that folder to a compressed zip folder, so that you can actually just send this file to me for the lab, and then I'll extract it on my end and look at your captures for this lab.